everybody, welcome to my channel. My name's Mel. Thank you so much for joining me today for a bullet journal flip through. So this year I decided to start a bullet journal. I have seen bullet journals and reading journals around for a little while and I've always thought they looked really lovely, but I've never been a person that wanted to do it. Mostly because I don't think of myself as being artistic at all, and also because I just never felt like I really was drawn towards that. But at the beginning of this year I realized that I had a number of different places where I was keeping plans. So yeah, I decided to consolidate a lot of that. It came about mostly because I was looking at buying a reading journal and I realized that I wanted to use the reading journal as an actual proper diary planner as well as a reading journal, but reading journals aren't really set up for that. So I decided that the best thing would be to start a bullet journal. I want to say, first of all, that this is not a particularly artistic bullet journal. I'm trying to make it somewhat artistic, just simply because I don't want to do the very straightforward, just literally bullet lists, which is what it was started as by writer Carol. But I'm not really artistic, so it's just going to be whatever it is. There's a lot of mistakes in there. That's just the way it goes. I'm still very new to the whole concept. But anyway, I've mentioned to a few different people now, particularly subscribers and other content creators, that I have created this reading/bullet journal, and people have said that they would be interested in a flip through. So that's what we're going to do today. First of all, before I go into that and set it up so you can actually watch me flipping through the journal, I have filled this out for January and February. So some of the information I'm gonna hide because it's personal. Also, I went down quite a rabbit hole on YouTube after watching Gavin's video, and I watched a lot of different bullet journaling videos. I can't remember the name of all the different people who I watched, but I did want to say that I watched Jashi Corin's, quite a few of her videos. She does a lot of setup tips and tricks and stuff like that. Found that really, really helpful. So that's a channel. Everyone who I talk about here is linked in the description below, but yeah, go and check her out if you're interested in doing bullet journaling and you're not really sure exactly how. Another one that I found that was really helpful for that was Plant-Based Bride. So again, linked in the description below. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. I will just show you the journal here. Nothing particularly fancy about it. I didn't know if this was something that I would really take to, so I didn't want to spend a heap of money and get one of the really fancy ones from Archer and Olive or anything like that. Similarly with all of my supplies, stationery supplies, none of them are the super fancy ones. They're doing the job, so that's all we can ask for. But yeah, let's go now to flip through, Mel. Okay, so this is the journal. It's not anything fancy. I think it's a Juezy or a Gueezy. I just bought it off Amazon. Links to all of the stuff that I used will be in the description below. First of all, as I don't know if I mentioned this in my intro because I filmed that a while ago. Apologies, this is probably going to be a little bit clunky. I don't really 100% know what I'm doing. But anyway, just a blue, got a couple of little bookmarky tags there, and it's got the elastic thing to hold it together. Alright, so let's get started. So the first thing we have is the title page. So as you see, I went for a fairly simple design. Purple is my favourite colour, as you may or may not be aware. So hence why we have quite a lot of purple in these first sort of year-long pages. Obviously I love cats. We have 3 cats, so hence a cat. And I just wanted to do something a little bit colourful and decorative, so we have the little butterflies floating around, plus I knew butterflies would be relatively easy to do. Then I have a key over here. So again, fairly simple, not really decorated, just functional. The idea is that you have it's mostly just task with the Carol writer, but I've obviously done something a bit different. So we have task, we have an appointment, we have event, we have teaching, So those are to distinguish so that I know just by looking at the shape whether it's a task I need to do, whether it's an appointment I need to go to, whether it's an event, which includes like going out for coffee or something like that, or whether it's a day of teaching. Then we have, if I coloured it in, it's completed. If I've moved it for whatever reason, it's got the little arrow. If I've cancelled it, line straight through. And then I have the square for a video, and then indicating whether it is filmed, whether edited, or whether all that's done and it's been uploaded, so I can keep track of it. And then live show as well, which includes reading sprints. So that's my key. And then over here, I saw this idea on a few different people's channels when I was, sorry, I'm still, like I said, getting the hang of how to do it. When I was thinking about starting, and it's a flip out key for creating the different size boxes. I haven't been using this at all, but that is mostly because I did it wrong. Yeah, I didn't measure properly. So I think it could still potentially be quite useful, but it just isn't useful for me because I realised it was wrong. Alright, so, and then we have my index, which I have not actually finished. I need to add some more, but that's, yeah, that's my index. So that tells me what's where. I've covered up a section because I don't really want to talk about that. And then we have a little quote page, and it just says, be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. So this is one of my favourite quotes from literature. If you don't know, it is from Dr. Seuss, and I just think it's like exactly right. Like, if people care, then you shouldn't care about them. If people don't want you to be who you are, they shouldn't be your friend. Alright, so that's just a little quote page. And then this was already in the journal, so I'm using it as a future log. Mostly what I've put in here at this stage is birthdays. So I've got, you can't really see very well, but the little pink things are actually present stamps. So I've done that and then just written over the top who the birthday is. I'm not going to go into detail whose birthday's on there, that's not really important. And then we've got my and Rowan's wedding anniversary. So that's that. So it's 2 pages, as you see it goes up to June here. If I can turn the pages, and then it continues to December. And then I started this as a video schedule. I haven't really used it very much, but I'm going to keep trying when I've got something for the next month and I haven't done my spreads for yet. So if I've got things coming up that I know about, I will put in there. But yeah, video schedule, and that continues. Alright. And then this is my little bookcase. This is actually for my Goodreads challenge. So I have made my Goodreads challenge 80 books through it for the year. I've drawn 80 books in the bookshelf, and then I will colour them in as I go through, and as I need again to fill this in again because I've read a couple of books since I last coloured it in. But anyway, and then down the bottom, as you see there, we've got a key for the colours. So if it's a physical book, it'll be purple. If it's an ebook, it'll be pink. And if it's an audio book, it'll be blue. Most of the things that I read are physical, so it'll probably end up mostly being purple, which is why I chose that colour, because as I said, purple is my favourite colour. And then we have a favourite books of the year. So most of us booktubers create our end of year favourites video where we talk about the favourite books we had throughout the year. And I have, for the last couple of years, gotten to the end of the year and then been like, I have to figure that out. So I thought that what I would do is I would go through and write what my favourite book of the month, in the month, at the end of the month when I actually, when that month is finished, I write what my favourite book was that month, and that way I've got my video. I'm not 100% sure, potentially when I make the video I may end up talking about some other extras as well as the 12, one for each month, because obviously if the highest rating I give a book in June is 3.5 stars, it's my favourite book, but it's not a super high rating, whereas I might read 5-star books in July, and yeah, you get the idea what I'm talking about. And yeah, I used this as stencil, so I've used the stencil, and then as you can see there, I'm trying to do kind of calligraphy, so I brought the brush pens, and it's all a learning curve. And then I've got my little plants and little butterflies. I like drawing the butterflies that look like they're sitting on the words. And then, yeah, obviously, sticker of a cat, because cats in bookshelves. It's a thing. And then same over here is my least favourite of the month, so same thing again, so I can make that video, it's just easier. And then I have book lists for the year. So I have my self-destruct list, so these are the books that I have to read within the year from when I uploaded the video, which was in the middle of January, and I have to read these books, and if I don't read these books I have to unhaul them. If I read them then I can still unhaul them if I didn't like them or whatever, but yeah, I have to unhaul them if I don't read them. And then we have buddy reads, so buddy reads that I am planning on doing throughout the year. As you can see, I've really only got a few there. And then book clubs, so obviously my book club that I run with Lana and Ellie, anyone I talk about will be in the description below. If you happen to be here and you're not a booktube follower necessarily, you've come here for the bullet journal. I run a book club. I'm a booktuber for the most part, and I run a book club with Lana from Law and Lullabies and Ellie from Earl Grey Books, and it is the last to read book club, so anyone's welcome to join. The information is in the description if you want to join it. So I've got up to June, which is where we've figured out to, and then obviously I'll add some more, so I had all those because that's what I need to do. And then the Recreate book club, which is run by Becca from the Becca Fowl, Ashley from Ashley's Media Addiction, and Rachel from Red All the Stars. So I like to join that book club when I can. And then Chloe's Crime Scene Corner, run by Chloe Reads Books, and the same thing again. And then I should have written the Eurovision-a-thon Eurovision-a-thon book club, because I do like to join that sometimes as well. Alright, and then we have my open series page. So I've seen quite a few different booktubers make these in their reading journals in the last little while. You may have noticed I keep moving it around. I'm still trying to figure out how to do this. But anyway, these are all the series that I am reading that I have not, that I need to read. Yeah, I've only read some of the books that are out. I haven't included a series if I've started it, but I don't intend to continue with it. I'm up to date. There are more books to come, but they haven't been published yet. I should also add that it's kind of really random where some of the pages are. I tried to plan and make sure that it made sense, but there are a couple of things that I was wanting to add later and thought of after I'd already, put something somewhere else. So yeah, the order is a bit wonky. Alright, and then we have a goals page. So this is a full page spread, and we've gone for the cat in the middle again, and then little plants and butterflies. So we have health goals, personal, professional, reading and writing. So my Goodreads goal is 80 books. Read more diversely. Buddy reads, which I like to do. My last to read book club. Book into film club, which is a personal book club that I do. Write 6 hours a week, which I haven't yet really managed, but that's my goal. And then a book buying ban, which I've spoken about in the past, which I will link the video about in the description. And then channel goals. So continue with the roll of reads, do the stats game, regular live streams, and try not to worry about subs, which is a thing that I'm really trying to do this year, is to just focus on making content that I like, reading books that I like, creating friendships and community that, that I enjoy. If I manage to gain subs that way, that's amazing. Yeah, so that's that one. I'll also point out that I realised that this is not probably as an amazing quality as someone like Archer and Olive create. You can see it through the pages, so if I continue with this next time I'll probably get something again with a bit bigger pages, something that you can't see through, because that is a bit annoying, but I mean it's fine, but it'd be nice if it didn't do that. Anyway, that was goals, and then my period tracker, and then my achievements. So I picked up my 2 days a week at a local primary school, which is fantastic. I wanted to do something a little bit different with this page, and I can't remember who, a friend of mine had something like this, but she'd stuck stickers down with sort of plants around it, but I thought I could do the same motif as what I've been doing. So I like that. I like that it's slightly different. Yeah, so there's that. Alright, and then we have video ideas. So these are all my ideas that I have throughout, the year, that I haven't necessarily assigned to a specific date, time, whatever. So we have 5-star predictions, is it worth the hype, open series, so talking through that page, Australian book recs, which I've done one of, recommending books to other booktubers, which I like to do those. So if you are someone who would like me to recommend you a book, please let me know. Journal stuff, which is this, and then hopefully other ones. City skylines, which I haven't managed to get to at all so far, but I'd like to film some of me playing City Skylines, try a chapter tag, self-destruct catch up, so yeah, how am I going with that? Roll of Reads recommends, favourite bookish adaptations, rereading favourite books, and evaluating how I feel about them. Short books you can read in a day. I saw that on Beth from Books Nest channel, so I thought it looked like fun. Books you might not have heard of, and if you like this, you might like that. So those are some ideas that I would like to do, but I haven't assigned, like I said, or filmed or anything. So if there's any others that you'd like to see me do, then please comment below and let me know, and I will put them on here. Then we have tags. So we have this column here is the tag, and then this over here says who tagged me or where did I get the idea from. And we continue with the same motif as you see, and then I've got my owned books and read and haul. So the book buying ban that I just alluded to is not really a ban so much as a sort of slowdown. So when I first started it, I had to read 10 books that I owned that I had not already read yet on either my physical TBR, my audiobook TBR, or my e-reader TBR, and then I could buy one book, and then I was allowed to buy a book. I've now gone down to 5. So once I've read 5 books, again, that I've not read before that I own, then I can buy another book. So that's the tally, and that's what I've hauled as part of the things. And then we move on to my teaching pages. So the 2 days a week that I picked up at the moment are on Tuesday I will be teaching art, and then on Wednesday I'll be doing literacy support. So I've just made a little section for the teaching because I didn't have a huge bunch of stuff that I would need to plan for. As you see, we continue with the same motif. I've just put a quote on this page which says, "Good teaching comes directly from the mind, heart and spirit of an awake and growing human being." And then this is term 1, and we've got 1 page for art, and then I've just read the order at which, the times and the order at which I'll have those classes, and then my duty. And then this one is for literacy support, and I haven't really figured out what that will be yet, but then it has the duty down the bottom, that one. And then I've just left these blank for term 3 and term 4. And then I have some teaching reflections to give me, just to jot down some of my thoughts on what happened, different things that worked, different things that didn't, etc. There's a blank page there which I'll probably use for teaching reflections continuing, but also could be something else, who knows. And then this is where, like I said, this probably should have gone before the teaching, but I didn't think of it. So we have gifts, and the gifts that I've gotten since Christmas basically, and then who they were from. Alright, so that's the first main sort of ongoing yearly pages. Then we're moving into January. So I decided in January that I was going to do this kind of celebration New Year's champagne theme. So that's that there. So as you can see, sorry, I don't know how this is looking. So as you can see there, I've drawn a glass of champagne and then done the bubble writing, because, you know, champagne bubbles, and then done all the little, like, bubbles, basically. And then next to the title page, I just did a little month guide and then my habit tracker. And then, again, that was because I didn't want that to be on the coming through the title page. So then we have my TBR. I've put it in, obviously, this table. So I've got the title of the book, then I've done, is it a roll of reads prompts, obviously, where it doesn't fit into roll of reads. I've done NA, but this is just to give me an idea of what that was. And then it says book club / buddy reads, so again, just for that information, and then ticks or crosses if I read or didn't. And we're continuing with that bubble celebration theme. And then I started, because I started this late in January, so we've started on the 17th, and I've just continued with the same, got some wine glasses down the bottom here and wine. So here we've got the to-do list and then notes, and then over here we've got each of the different days with, obviously, as you can see, the tasks, the events, etc. I haven't been particularly fantastic at colouring in when they've been done, so I did get my COVID booster shot. That should have been coloured in. We did have my nephew here for a sleepover. That should have been coloured in, but anyway. And the same again, we've got some wine glasses. As you can see, I am not a super amazing drawer. I tried something a little bit different this time. So on this page we have the to-do, the notes, which I haven't really been using, and then the days go on there. I really like this theme. I really like the way the bubbles worked out. I think it's really cool. And then at the end of that, this is where I will write or have written my book reviews for what I read. So each little square, rectangle I should say, has the title, the author, the genre, the category, as in young adult, adult, etc., the rating I gave it, how many pages, and then some thoughts. And this was partly to keep track of it because it's fun and I like to do that, and partly to make my wrap-ups easier. So as you see, that's there, and then it continues over there, which I've written continue. Didn't end up reading that many. And then we have the monthly reading statistics box there. Then we go over here to media, which is basically meaning other media. So we've broken that into sections: TV, movies, YouTube, and music podcasts that I've discovered, listened to, enjoyed, whatever. And then I'm not going to talk about this one. And then we have January reflections. So this is me talking about how everything went. Got a quote, some what we did, anniversary, what we did. But yeah, and let's move on to February. Now, I did consider doing a Valentine's Day themed month, but the honest truth is I'm not a really big Valentine's Day fan. Rowan and I just don't. Honestly, I said happy Valentine's Day to him, and that was the extent of what we did this year. We just don't really care that much about Valentine's Day. But I'd seen quite a few people use washi tape and scraps paper and different things like that. So I thought I'll do it that way. And then I had this really beautiful cards that my friend gave me with these beautiful designs on them, which were red and kind of, I thought, fitted in with Valentine's Day. They also had some envelopes that came with them, and this was the backing on inside the envelope. So I've done a little bit of a tear things up. So this is the title package. And then it continues into the month. So I've done the February at a glance. It's a bit bigger. As you can see, there's lots of liquor over there. I made rather a big mistake. And then some of these little tear outs thing, and then I've put sort of the general stuff that I have to do throughout the month on there. Then we have the habit tracker, so just so it's a bit bigger, which I need to update because I'm way behind updating on that. And then again, decorated with those cutouts or tear outs. Then we have video schedule, because I really didn't do that in January, and I did want to do that. So yeah, this is another table. So we've got video planned. Again, is it filmed? Is it edited? Is it uploaded? And then we've got the cutout, and then I did do another little calendar because I upload Wednesdays and Saturdays, so I would know when they were going up. I really like this as well. I really like the fact that I've done this whole tear out thing. It doesn't have to look super amazing, but I really like the patterns. Alright, and then I have my TBR. And the same thing again. Title, roll of reads, buddy read / book club. Did I read it? And that's that there. And then I thought at the bottom I would include any readathons that I was doing throughout the month. And then this time I've gone straight to book reviews. So the book reviews, again, we have these lovely tear outs patterned on. I tried something a little bit different with the font as well. As you can see, I make a lot of mistakes, and again, it's basically the same idea, but it's made slightly differently, different size and stuff. And same thing again, title, author, etc. I need to update this as well, but I will do that. Same thing over there. And then I've made it probably bigger than it needs to be, certainly longer than it needs to be, but I figured it's better to have too many than not enough. And then this time I've done its own box, so monthly stats for the end of the month, so average rating, total page numbers, most read genre, most read category, and some notes. So that's just to help me with my end of the month wrap up. Alright, and then over here, again, I've got another media page. So again, it's separated into those categories, and I just made that do that. And then we have the February reflection. Again, just certain stuff I don't want to tell you about. Don't want to talk about. And then we move into the weekly spread. So this is January the 31st to, when do we go to? Sunday the 6th. And this time I've done it differently again. I've done a whole column down the pages and then just cut those in half. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then our to-do list at the end. So I didn't bother with notes this time because, as you saw in January, I really wasn't using them. Hello, Shade. That's a regular occurrence if you are new to my channel. And then this time I did something very straightforward. Just did really simple lines with the name of the day in there, and then just the little to-dos at the front first, and then just the cutouts, just separating them. So that was the second week, and then third week we did very similar again, except this time I didn't even bother doing the cutouts and I didn't really decorate it, just that. And then this is the final week, and I have got to do, I put notes in this time. I modelled this on one from January, one of the spreads from January, which I really liked, and again just decorated it. This time we have, yeah, the singular boxes, and that's that. Okay, so that was my journal flip through. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed it. Please comment below if you have any comments, any thoughts. Please be kind. Like I said at the beginning, I am not artistic at all, so if that's what you came here for, then you obviously came to the right place, but please do be kind in the comments. But please do make comments on what you thought of this video, what you thought of my journal, etc. If you would like to leave me a comment but you don't know what, then leave me a cat emoji, because we have our little cat running through the first bit of the theme. All of my social media details are listed in the description below, so if you'd like to go and follow me on any of those other platforms, please feel free to do so. Thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would absolutely love it if you would subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, like I said, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.